methodologies for narrating hypocenters through the arts, actions, research, and storytelling. One, all hypocenters are connected. Two, no one owns the hypocenters. Three, all hypocenters are equivalent. We reject any discourse that legitimizes violence and ranks the suffering by isolating one hypocenter, one atrocity, from another. We refuse all forms of supremacy, discrimination, and violence rooted in authority and hierarchy. We recognize diverse identities and choose to act on respect-based, equal conversations and collective consensus. We define hypocenters as physical and metaphysical ground zero sites where mass atrocities occurred against humans and all living beings. There exist the voiceless victims whose lives have been taken away, and yet our lives revolve around the center. We seek alternative formats and methodologies for narrating hypocenters through the arts, actions, research, and storytelling. One, all hypocenters are connected. Two, no one owns the hypocenters. Three, all hypocenters are equivalent. We reject any discourse that legitimizes violence.
We define hypocenters as physical and metaphysical ground zero sites where mass atrocities occurred against humans and all living beings. There exist the voiceless victims whose lives have been taken away, and yet our lives revolve around the center. We seek alternative formats and methodologies for narrating hypocenters through the arts, actions, research, and storytelling. No hypocenters are connected. All hypocenters are equivalent. We reject any discourse that legitimizes violence and ranks the suffering by isolating one hypocenter, one atrocity from another. We refuse all forms of supremacy, discrimination and violence rooted in authority and hierarchy. We recognize diverse identities and choose to act based on respect, basic equal conversations and collective consensus. We define hypocenters as physical and metaphysical ground. And yet our lives revolve around the center. We seek alternative formats and methodologies for narrating hypocenters through the arts, actions, research, and storytelling. dwelling one. No hypocenters are collected. All hypocenters are equivalent. We reject any discourse that legitimizes violence and ranks the suffering by isolating one hypocenter, one atrocity from another. We refuse all forms of supremacy, discrimination and violence rooted in authority and hierarchy. We recognize diverse identities and choose to act based on respect, basic equal conversations and collective consensus. We define hypocenters as physical and metaphysical ground. Zero sites where mass atrocities occurred against humans and all living beings. There exist the voiceless victims whose lives have been taken away, and yet our lives revolve around the center. We seek alternative formats and methodologies for narrating hypocenters through the arts, actions, research, and storytelling. One. No hypocenters are collected. All hypocenters are equivalent. We reject any discourse that legitimizes violence and ranks the suffering by isolating one hypocenter, one atrocity from another. We refuse all forms of supremacy, discrimination and violence rooted in authority and hierarchy. We recognize diverse identities and choose to act based on respect, basic equal conversations and collective consensus. We define hypocenters as physical and metaphysical ground. Zero sites where mass atrocities occurred against humans and all living beings. There exist the voiceless victims whose lives have been taken away, and yet our lives revolve around the center. We seek alternative formats and methodologies for narrating hypocenters through the arts, actions, research, and storytelling. One. No hypocenters are collected. physical and metaphysical ground. Zero sites where mass atrocities occurred against humans and all living beings. There exist the voiceless victims whose lives have been taken away, and yet our lives revolve around the center. We seek alternative formats and methodologies for narrating hypocenters through the arts, actions, research, and storytelling. One. No hypocenters are collected. All hypocenters are equivalent. We reject any discourse that legitimizes violence and ranks the suffering by isolating one hypocenter, one atrocity from another. We refuse all forms of supremacy, discrimination and violence rooted in authority and hierarchy. We recognize diverse identities and choose to act based on respect, basic equal conversations, and collective consensus. We define hypocenters as physical and metaphysical ground. Zero sites where mass atrocities occurred against humans and all living beings. There exist the voiceless victims whose lives have been taken away, and yet our lives revolve around the center. We seek alternative formats and methodologies for narrating hypocenters through the arts, actions, research, and storytelling. One. No hypocenters are collected. All hypocenters are equivalent. We reject any discourse that legitimizes violence and ranks the suffering by isolating one hypocenter, one atrocity from another. We refuse all forms of supremacy, discrimination and violence rooted in authority and hierarchy. We recognize diverse identities and choose to
Here. Test. It's okay.
We're not hearing how it sounds.
If you want to hear, you can just monitor here.
Ah,
Yeah, because otherwise it's make a loop.
yeah, true.
Okay, we will start soon.
But we don't hear anything.
Because I just cut it off. Do you hear? Hello. Yeah, okay. Also, this music is loud.
True.
So,
That's so cute. Oh,
shall we start?
mm-hmm.
Okie
But we can also wait for the people a little bit in the beginning, maybe. I don't know how. Last time I joined pretty bit late, but it was okay to follow.
Right. Okay. Just for the
Oh, yes.
beginning, I just need to monitor a little bit. It's already on air. Oh my. Oh my.
Sorry.
Okay.
It was on, but I think
Sorry,
there wasn't
I-
people.
I forgot to kill the audio input. Hello. Test. Sorry, it's kind of record broadcasting station at a great artist in Hyejeong studio / house. So we might be I don't know, stopping sometimes to change the systems and stuff. So please forgive me. It's all on me because I'm operating with a new application called OBS. And actually checking the, this translation script. Okay.
We're not hearing how it sounds.
If you want to try, you can just. Yeah. Because otherwise, there's a loop.
Yeah, true.
Okay. We will start soon.
But we don't hear anything.
Because I just.
But we don't hear anything.
Okay, it's now translating. So, 日本の皆さん、今日は字幕を用意してるんですけど、AI でやっていて、うまく働くかよくわかりませんが。そう、誰かが、someone commented. Thank you so much. Sound, picture, translation, everything is good. Thank you so much. そう。Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. Okay. So welcome to our radio, Bricolage radio station. So today we have a great guest, artist Hyejeong, Berlin-based, my friend. Also, I have a lot to tell about her. But first, I want to begin with a short introduction on who we are, especially me and my cohorts. So let me show the little slideshow. So this program is provided by the art collective to Hypocenter. So now you are looking at little images from our last project to Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and coming back to Tokyo. Thinking of 80 years anniversary of the atomic bombings in Hiroshima, Nagasaki. So with a bus, this is my bus, modified for the mobile museum / studio / guest room. Travel over 3,000 kilometers to Hiroshima, to Nagasaki, and Nagasaki to Tokyo. So we made a kind of one-line trip. Started from Tokyo and coming back to Tokyo. So we made a huge loop. And then, of course, our intention was to connect different hypocenters or the ground zeros. Because sometimes, so many systematic violences or destructions, genocides, massacres is kind of treated as a singular incident. Sorry, 音声がダブルになっています。Sorry. 音声がダブルになっています。This is, yeah. Now I see. Sorry, I think that's better, no? Please give me feedback, Erika-san, if it's possible. Okay, so sorry for the technical glitches. Nice, okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay, you can maybe, it is okay to repeat? It's too long?
Yeah. You can also cut in if I'm speaking too long.
No, fine. I really also want to hear about the two hypocenter.
Yeah. Right. Two hypocenters, yes. So our intention is to connect, the different centers of the violence. So many kinds of violences, colonization, genocides, ethnic cleansings, sexual exploitation. So many things, so you can name it. So there's thousands of violence in the history simultaneously in different places. So Japan is known for the, so to speak, only country, it's not true, but only country being bombed by atomic weapons. But this narrative always brings us to, the kind of very narrow, the landscape that, we are kind of had a victimized history. But we cannot never forget that we are also colonizers in Asian countries as well. So we'd like to just navigate ourselves to the different hypocenters to learn and to unlearn who we are and what we can, how we can work together with other people, with others. So sorry, my introduction is longer.
No way.
So yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a manifesto, so please check our manifesto. It's far more composed than my expression, my explanation. So please check our website or Instagram. So now I'd like to introduce the artist. in Hyejeong, and oh my god, I'm so nervous.
You want to have a sip of
Yes, I
tea?
do agree. Yes,
It's a Korean red flower tea. It's
yes,
really
I
good
do
for
agree.
your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are both kind of
Yes.
sick. Yeah. So,
Now in Berlin, there flu is going on.
yeah, it's so insistent.
Yes,
Do you get-
everybody gets sick. And then,
Right. Do you
yeah.
get this every year actually? Or
I think so. Yeah. Since COVID, the people are more careful. I mean,
right.
But before that was also like that.
I too have this kind of particular flu. You just once you recover, you still have a coughing, right?
Yes,
It's
yes, yes.
It's long lasting.
Yeah.
To me, it's very much like varying experience for me.
Yes.
Okay, right. So I just you will get to know about Yoon Hyejeong much better through the conversation. So I just read the short bio. Yoon Hyejeong is an artist based in Berlin. Her work explores societal dynamics within hegemonic power structures through personal narratives. She analyzes social structures, creates allegorical connections, and deconstructs colonial myth through moving images, installation, and performances. Yoon's practice engages her body, voice, language, and poetry to map political landscapes, focusing on intersectional identities, decolonization, and the collective memories of migration. She is the founder of Hyejeong and a member of the Asian Feminist Studio for Art and Research.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, how shall we begin? So we planned to have a very loose conversation, not to make us, like a very hardcore conversation. Because I found myself it's so much fun to just having a chat with you
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
cafe or over the phones.
Yes,
It's so
yes.
fun. It's so funny sometimes.
It is. It is. We're not like aiming to have like super strict presentation form for today, which I found also very chill and very like how to say, more relaxed.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, there are some chats.
Oh, so
I feel like so.
the sound is better, but something is repeating.
Something is repeating because of the monitor sound.
I think my setting is also.
Haha.
Just a moment, maybe have to change the loop back setting. Just a moment.
Okay.
Okay, stop loop back. Dry. I put it dry. Okay. Let's see. Please tell us if it's better or not.
It's better.
It has a little time lag, so maybe.
Oh yeah. But is it better now, Erika-san?
Oh, nice. Okay, so it was my,
We're improving by
Great.
step by step, which is good.
Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
help.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So when was the first time we met?
I visit your exhibition in Battanian.
Right.
Yes.
2024
Yeah.
October.
It was after COVID.
After COVID, yes. Right. Yeah, it was like about Palestinian diaspora living in Berlin, and you came to my show with Okamoto-san.
Yeah, Kunimoto.
Sorry, Kunimoto-san. Sorry.
Yeah,
So
the other Takashi.
yeah, another Takashi. Yes.
yes.
Yeah, right. It was so. I was so happy that you both came. Yeah.
And then we also wanted to talk to you because when we figure out, oh, the artist is here, because I found since the Gaza invasion, there are not many institutions is willing to handle or touch this topic at all, especially in Germany. Even though you're working with the Jewish, I'm very careful with talking about that. But even though even though Jew people got cancelled themselves, for example, the professor that I used to study with, her name is Candice Bright. She's very much like huge political voice, and then she got cancelled so many positions since she's because she got framed as an anti-Jew, even though she's a Jew, and so there was no space especially in Berlin, there's no space to talk about, and then I found there was a very strong. I mean, I don't say like your work is not. They're very much having a lot of color something. I don't say about the with this expression, but I found like this strongness in this core and the theme. I wanted to talk to you and then
Thank you so much.
and then say thank you to the that you did this work.
Thank you so much. It means me a lot. I was like, I'm just a third person here. Still, I am like, because I'm a 2 years old immigrant here and still learning, and then I just finding myself like someone in between two big monsters. If I say like Japanese, if Japanese monster, German is also kind of monster. Yeah,
monster, or you mean the aliens?
More
monsters.
nations.
More.
Yeah, like big animals or like an elephant. So I'm just trying to suck little blood out of it, but they don't feel anything. So in that way, I'm safe, because I'm too small. But maybe if I hit the wrong spot, maybe I will be just killed instantly. So that's my feeling. It's not so negative, but I'm kind of enjoying it. So yeah, so I thought maybe if other artists cannot do this project, I can do it here. So that was my, I don't know.
Yes, I also understood at that time the circumstance was like you were doing the residency program, but I wasn't sure you were already like settled down here or not. But I saw many artists from outside; they are willing to talk about it.
Yeah.
But the people staying here is very. I also understand because it's really difficult to.
It's not easy to compare, but today you're the main speaker.
Yes,
I was a majority, in my society in Japan, and if I try to speak something about Korean Japanese in our society, I really have to expect some kind of reactions, positive reactions of course, but also very harsh negative reactions as well. So I can totally understand why did the people born here or living here so long, it cannot just react in the way that outsiders can do. So yeah, this is I think also strengths or some kind of privilege where I have. I try to think in that way. Yeah. So. Oh, Tadashi. So many problems I have. Okay. So now only left speakers.
Another issue. Okay,
So,
let's figure out.
this is channels moments.
It should be stereo, no?
Test. Right, it seems like it's only. So this, yeah, that's right. It's only playing in the left speaker on my ear.
My headset this issue or
My setting issue just. Oh my. This collective needs technician. Only one channel.
there are more chat actually.
Oh yeah, it only shows the left channel. Don't know why. Maybe this is because of. Okay. I think this recorder it has an output only for a one channel, so that's why. So.
Okay.
What I can do is to make this. Okay, so this is
interactive performance.
Sorry for this glitchiness.
Good that people say that. I think it is fine. A very minor issue. We can just listen to your conversation and then let's continue.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you
if
so much
it doesn't bother.
Sorry, I'm using the kind of makeshift mic. It's only had a channel for mono stereo, sound. So it's only just output the signal on to the one channel. So I can switch it, but it makes huge noise. I think so. If you're okay, we can just continue.
Let's continue. I think it's okay. Yes, it's okay. It's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
we were talking about that how we met, and then we're talking about how you felt at the time, like monster, being why I'm saying only monster, but being a monster. And then I was also could maybe start the work about the talking about the work about the Where Water Remembers.
Yeah.
Because it is still actually the ongoing work because I'm still editing for the second part.
Let me control the slides. Yeah. Where water.
Go to the
Top right. Almost.
yes, this one. Yeah. Yeah, this work is the Where Water Remembers, that I was using the water as a metaphor. Oh,
I tried to show ourselves just a moment. Sorry.
okay.
Translation. Okay, here. Right.
Okay, so can you hear us? Sorry for delaying. Maybe they can hear us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
So this work is about that I was visiting in Japan, unofficially about like 7-8 cities, but last year. But I was starting this project 2023, while I was living in Kyoto first. So because I was encountering this work is about the Korean Japanese generations, Japanese Korean generations, more about the Chinese Korean people's community and their lives and their memories. So I was meeting some about like unofficially and officially about 12 people, and I was asking their memories and then their personal narrative. For example, who or what you remember as your caregiver, or as your in your memory, what's your first memory of your home, or who are your family or your chosen family, or who, if you have to take care of someone else, and who was this person, or you have any things to say to remember this person. And then it's because I was thinking that the generation, because the Chinese Korean generation that I was meeting, they're actually between the second and fifth generation. So more about the second, actually fourth generation, so to say. Because I didn't meet the first generation, they're actually very old, and then they're maybe not they're very much like difficult condition to speak, but it is not about the asking about their trauma. Oh, why you moved to Japan, why you're like, because I was meeting the people who for example, the Chinese Korean, the people who don't know about this definition is it called the Korean people living in Japan, as I understood, and they're the people who are migrate or forced migrate during the colonization. It says like first generation who migrate, and then there are many different generations, like second generation and the newcomers who migrate after colony, and then during the Korean War as well. But the people who I met, mostly they are like second, third generation of people who migrate during the colonizations. So that's why when I was meeting them, I didn't want to touch about this collective trauma, but I knew that I'm meeting the community which experienced the collective trauma in heritage in their bodies and their memories, even though it's not in their bodies directly, but these memories bring to the next generation, that it transfer to other form. So I didn't mean to meet them just like, oh, what's your trauma, what's your or what is a care in your community, something like that. But I was asking about what is their very memorable memory in their childhood, something like that, or what they're remembering their like school time and then how they go back to home. Like so I named this project like Where Water Remembers because mostly Korean people I'm just saying the Korean people, I'm not dividing North Korean or South Korean at the moment because the first generation of Korean people there at the time, the Joseon, the colonial Joseon, and the also former Joseon dynasty. Yes. So I'm just calling them the Korean people, not the current in the current form. Anyway, what I want to say was I'm meeting. Yeah, so I was meeting and then visiting some different communities and then meeting the people who are working for the communities as well, or having the experience growing up in the community, and it was very how can I say, it was a pleasant experience, but it was also a very difficult experience that I heard their voices, how they in the third or fourth generation still how the discrimination of society, what they have to face. And then sorry, I was been missing, but why the project called Where Water Remembers, because the Korean people used to live next to the river or next to the harbor or the sea where they arrived from the Korea, or the next to the where they used to work. So it is next to the fabric, or I mean next to fabric factories, or next to the harbor factories, something like that. And then also at the time, I'm not sure now is with the gentrification very different, but at the time the Japanese people not willing to live next to the riverbank, as I understood, because of the nature. Like disaster, something like that. So
we forgot.
Yeah,
about, the straight. Yeah, that's it's very that your attitude resonates. Your another work, the brilliant film, Three Tigers and Bare-breasted Women, right? Yeah, and you always like being vulnerable. You arrive alone because later we're gonna talk about that film later.
Yes.
But then you are so so vulnerable and so sensitive because you are alone, and you throw yourself in a very alien culture and country and people, but you start slowly finding the little connection with the old lady helping you to order the food, for example.
Yes.
And in that way, it's
true.
it's you are also stranger, and I'm also stranger in that community as well in Japan. So and then you are sorry. It's also remember my own childhood because I born in Kawasaki. So exactly the place close to the water, the sea and the river. And it's one of the biggest Korean community exists in that city. So we have Korean town close to my home. So I grew up in circumstances, environment that's lots of Korean Japanese, Chinese Japanese. So that 30% of my friends were somehow international or interracial people. Yeah, so it was kind of the ambience of my life. So I didn't just think deeper because it's just we call it atarimae. It's a natural thing. So then it was kind of long journey to find how actually Japan as a nation or the group of the people are treating those people. In many ways, they do not have the rights same as Japanese people have. Even though they are the fourth generation, third generation, it doesn't matter. They cannot vote. So
I think unless they change the nationality to Japanese, then they can't go for vote.
No. Also, they have a very special passport. Having it's a special I don't know. It's a very
permanent residence card.
It's different. Yeah, it's called special permanent residency permit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it has a special. The special means that the only title for the
only for Chinese Korean people.
Zainichi also. Zainichi Korean, Zainichi Chinese.
Also for the
particular
migration.
Yes, but only for a particular group, like those who Japan colonized.
it's not for the Brazilian and the Peruvian people.
Brazilians, they often have a former Japanese, the title is former Japanese, because they are already, changed their nationality to Brazil. So
Okay.
it's another case. So we have lots of,
Okay, okay, I
special, how can I say, special cases.
Special cases.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they put the people in the special boxes,
Mm-hmm.
like Vietnamese people studying or training in Japan. They have a little box called special technical training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a system of exploitation, so that people can come to Japan and work as a study, but
Yeah.
it's like a cheap labor. So
As you said, while I'm remembering what we were just talking last time, that actually you also talk about the immigration of the immigration. You have this like double double strangers.
in my town here,
Yeah,
yes,
it's double strangeness, and then also that's I don't think that's why you could work for the other migration issues, but I also see very deeply is connected to your practice and then your activities, and then to the hypocenters as well.
Yeah, the member of Hypocenter is only Japanese for now, which we try to change.
Mm-hmm.
But each one has a kind of different, how can I say, complex intersectionalities, like complex identities.
Yes, yes.
Some as Shinpei Takeda, the last presenter, he born in Germany, I think, and then
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
So start is graduated the primary school there and coming back to Japan and go to the States to study. So it's like a multi cultural background he has, and other members too. So it's like we are. I think it's safe to say we are all minorities.
Yeah. Maybe we can also go back to the work a little bit, because I can explain. I would like to explain a little bit about these four scenes that I choose.
Yeah.
For example, this time, while I was in Japan, because we're gonna talk about this other tiger film later, but you already know that I was being very afraid of going to Japan for a very long time, almost entire my youth. I mean, entire my life, like I was afraid to go to Japan, and I didn't know about the reason. And because this film is a bit different approaches, but the tiger film that I was working on, I'm starting with a micro history with my hometown, which for example, you grown up with the sea and then with a lot of the migration friends, and I was growing up with a very strong remembering culture in my hometown, where the very strong or very active this rebellion movement was happening. So it was like, it used to be the base camp against the Japanese colonizer armies. So it destroyed during the whole entire colonization, but before that and after that as well. So it was like pretty, people still having the ritual ceremony every year. In every October there gonna be ritual ceremony to comfort the souls who were sacrificed or who went for the war for the families, to defend their families and defend themselves, and then defend their loved ones. So it is where I remember the day I understand the meaning of the violence, and before that I was like small baby J-pop otaku.
J-pop,
Yes, and then the day that I understood the violence, meaning of the violence, and then the people kill the people, people wants to have a power, people want to get the territories, so they invade others, and then they idolize the others. When I understand this meaning, and when I understand the ground that I'm standing is actually the battlefield, and then I cried all the way to home, and then I decide I cannot be the Japanese J-pop otaku anymore. And I became I was a double otaku for the Harry Potter as well, but at the time I still didn't learn about the British colonization. That's why I was learning more Asian history first, and then go to the like this international history. So I was thinking that at the time I just quit being love Japanese culture because I was really having love to for the neighbor countries, and then it was a very small baby Hyejeong, and then since I grown up, I had a lot of Japanese friends who are very open to discuss about the history, and then I know that they're not. I don't want to say typical Japanese people, but I never met the people, the Japanese people who are only in Japan. I only meet the Japanese people who are out of Japan. So I wasn't sure because at the time there was like in the social media or the TV news, there are a lot of news are going on. Oh, Korean people boycotting Japan, Japanese people hating Korean people in Japan. There's this anti-Korean I wasn't sure when I go there, and then when people figure out that I'm Korean, then can I be safe?
Right. May I ask which year was that?
That was like before 2000 something ish, and then I experienced it. The fear that I was holding is not the real fear, and then the people who are living at the moment and the people who are I afraid of are not same, and then they're not there. And then when I realized these facts that I don't need to be afraid anymore of the ghost. I feel like it is a historical ghost, because I have an experience, and then I realized that I wanna know more this culture, know more about these people, and then I came back, and then we met there. So.
I really that ghost is kind of striking words to me, and ghost but it's kind of imaginary entity, but it's still there, it still exists. So it reminds me Jack Derrida's hauntology. So the negative memories we try to bury, they always resurface as take the shape of the ghost. So did you feel any kind of the existence of the ghost when you arrived in Japan after some?
You mean the not metaphorical ghost but real ghost? Or?
Either way is fine. It's both might be fine. Fantastic topics. But I like a ghost of you really felt embodied this the remnants of the violence at the site.
Unfortunately, yes. Actually, that's why this is work that I could start from that experience. After I realized that I want to know more people and know more about this culture, and I decided to move to Japan, right? And then when I was living in Japan, I had to face a lot of people are wanting to know if I'm genetic Korean or not, and then also there are a lot of people who are correcting me when we are talking about the history.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So they're saying when I talk about because of this colonial context, and then when they say that it is war context, war history, they're correcting me, and then but they're very much well-known Japanese elite
academics.
Yeah. Because when I was in Kyoto, and I met a lot of Kyoto PhD students, so.
PhD students.
Yeah, that's why, and I got to know the word of genetic Korean from them.
I see.
Because they're all the time asking my heritage. But the thing was that I found it very interesting because I used to live in Europe before I moved to Japan, about 9 years. But for example, when I have a Hyejeong, nobody asking me for example, when I have a East European name, but nobody's asking me in the very first place, maybe your grandpa is from the East Europe, or your mom is from that East Europe, or maybe your parents is flee to West Europe, something like that. It is very much about the their heritage. It's very personal matters.
Yes.
And I was shocked that when I was in Japan, so many people asking me if I am grown up in Japan, or I'm a gaikokujin.
That's it. People has no hesitation to ask where are you from. It can be a very sensitive topic, right? So I haven't met nobody asks me where am I from here in Berlin.
Yeah. It's because it is very sensitive question actually.
Yeah, maybe I'm a refugee, or maybe I'm a kind of political refugee.
Yes, you can have different background.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
running away from somewhere, or having very violent, having history or something. It's so sensitive and so personal.
And then in Japan, even though because I usually speak in English or German in Japan, so that's why the people ask me that in English and German they don't see any Japanese accent. So that's why they're asking me. And then some people also made mistake with me because we are talking in the second or third language. So people sometimes, to be very honest, like direct translated from themselves. So and then when I realized that it's actually very much like relate to the social discriminations, because someone was telling me, oh, it is really nice that you're not Chinese Korean, because if you are, it's gonna be very uncomfortable.
Wow.
So, but because she didn't say like that, but she said that, yokatta. So, but I know the yokatta's meaning, so I was like, oh, why is yokatta? Because why? And then she said, yeah, because sometimes it's awkward and it's really nice that you're not Chinese Korean because it could be uncomfortable. So I was like, oh wow, okay, then you're feeling way better than I'm Gaikokujin. And then this question drilled me, and then the thing was like, I was at the time living in Ichijoji because I like their art communities. So I was thinking that I love their communities, and I realized later because Ichijoji was one of the towns where Burakuchigi and then Burakumin and Chinese Korean people had to leave because they couldn't live in the downtown. And there are a lot of leather factories and a lot of this art community from their ancestors, and then there are a lot of dyeing factories where the not Japanese people working, and then
dyeing factory, animal skin,
and then
processing,
print factories, and then also meat factories as well.
Meat factories.
And then I got to know where I was living there was actually where all these Chinese people used to live, and I also met the one house having the Korean house, the name tag, and then since I met this house, I start this project where Water Remembers, and then
it's such a beautiful and poetic title, The Way the Water.
Thank you. I was thinking that because Japan is also and sorry,
It's okay.
come on here,
You
because
can
the Japan is huge island as well. So I found like even though the old Korean community that I was visiting all have a like next to the river or water, but still I found it is memory about the entire Japan as well. Like,
we are connected, like we are kind of surrounded by sea, water.
And we can also talk, move to the next word.
Yes, we can talk 1 series 4.
Yes.
Talk about 1 series 4.
But it is okay to hear.
You can choose. You can. Hyejeong is doing lots of different kind of projects, filmmaking, installation, performance, sculpting. So it's a lot. So we cannot finish it today.
We can't see everything.
You can just name it. You can just choose one of your projects.
Maybe next picture.
This is connected. This tiger. We can just.
I was wondering if people can hear us well.
Yeah, they are hearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go back to the violence and opacity.
Okay.
Because I want to, if it's fine, I would like to explain how this work happened. So it is also connected to the story that I moved to Japan, and then before I moved to Japan, there was like it was the very beginning of the Gaza invasion. So where I was living in Berlin, there every corner, every week there was like demonstrations. Like everybody go out the street and then they're talking about like to stop the genocide, to stop the war. And I moved at the point. I moved back to Asia, and I went back to like South Korea to see my parents, and I moved to Japan, and then what I was facing was huge silence at the time, because I see very different at the moment. This now I see a lot of communities, very strong solidarities there. But in the very beginning of when still even I was in Kyoto, one of the also biggest city in Japan. I mean, it's very traditional, but still biggest city, one of the biggest city in Japan. and I couldn't find any information, or I couldn't find the solidarity that I could encounter. And generally, when I see the news and when I hear from the people, I found like, because the South Korean government is also very close to the Israeli government, actually.
Yeah.
So
Sadly, yes.
I found the people who decides, like who can even decide that I'm taking the neutral position because I'm not sure with anything. But I found there is no, it isn't my personal opinion, but I see there's no neutral position. When someone's house is burning, there is no neutral side.
No.
Side.
Absolutely
And
not.
then there's the people who are doing, and the people who are, they wanted to say the ignoring, but bystanding. But I see it very unfortunately, very sadly, bystanding also part of the doing action. So I was practicing from the other veteran how to arm myself with a toy gun, but it's not a toy, it's a model gun. And the model was the Israeli soldiers using during this Gaza invasion. So I practiced myself, and then I only cast my arm with a glass. So I made it in Kyoto because I found that you could decide that being the bystanding is also part of the being the actor. Yeah, so that's why I borrowed someone's great parents' kimono, and then I wanted to put there as a like time layer. So I was showing that, and then in temple I was showing the seat cushion the people used to use for the praying. So I was showing like this holding the only the casting my arms, the posing, the holding the guns, and I was showing that. And I also was showing that in Germany. After that, when we go.
I saw the arms at your exhibition venue, and then with other artists. But it was it's the real casted glass. It looks so a bit broken, chipped, and then a bit bit fragmented, and then it was. I thought it was very strong. It is very strong, piece of work, because I could sense the kind of pain, also slight level of anger. I think you had anger. You are angry as I like so. It's okay. You're part of the show. Someone put the heart mark.
Yes.
So but it's glass, right? So it's once heated up, then you cast it. So it's cool down. It's also left some kind of sense of sadness rather than pure anger. Also it's broken, it's all damaged, and it's just left there on the floor. And I touched somehow, and it's so cold. So it's like it also represents some kind of the gaps between our anger, the angry against the genocide, angry against Gaza, but also the people as mourning their own loving people's death in Gaza or here everywhere. So it's so strong piece for me. I just wanted to share my.
No. Thank you for sharing that. I found but it's interesting to hear that. I thought that I think nobody noticed that I was super angry.
Really?
Yes, because I even took the Shinkansen to go to the Tokyo for the rally, but the rally in Shibuya or Shinjuku was interestingly small. It's the smallest rally ever I've been to, but the people are so aiming to do during the protest. But they're also following the rules of Japanese law, because I realized as a gaikokujin I'm not allowed to go to any rally. I understood, but so half of them was like foreigners, and the half of them were like Japanese.
Yes, I'm not a professional activist, but I'm also an activist, and I just read some activism before, and then Japanese activism has its own character. And speaking of this, genocide, in Gaza, I must say, just very focused group, a very active group, protesting against Israel and then United States and Japan as well. So yeah, but they are focused. But there's the thing I want to say is that there are new generations. So Japan has a history of protesting, like
Yes.
like
It was.
yeah, like 50s,
Yeah.
60s, yeah. So but it's kind of compromised. Then there's a kind of generational gap between the generations started demonstrating against nuclear power in 2011. So that after that, it's an umbrella, revolution in Hong Kong, and then younger generation tend to start, how to demonstrate from Asian countries, other Asian countries. So from Korea, from Hong Kong, from Taiwan,
I found
from Indonesia as well.
after I went to the Bakushin-e's conference and I went to the Shinjuku again.
Right.
There was because there was a Liberation Day of it's the end of the war in Japan, and then other nations Liberation Day, the 15th of August. And there was this no emperor protest with the rave.
Oh, nice. Sorry, it's okay. I have nothing to censor myself. Okay.
But it
It's
was
nice.
really fun. Yeah, everybody dancing and then
Okay.
yeah, and then they're dancing and then it was a very new generation of the activism I see.
Emperor is kind of it's very deeply embedded taboo in Japanese society, even though it's liberalist or
I've understood.
right-wing people, it's kind of untouchable still. It's kind of interesting to study because so that's a kind of brave.
I saw that, and then I don't know if we still have time because I was
We have time.
I was showing this picture because I was dancing there, and I went home. I was staying with my friends. I was showing these videos to my friends, and then my friend's a really nice person. She's not the person. Oh, I'm against the gaikokuzism. She's not against. She's even opposite of that. She was shocked that I went to that rally. She was like, "Do you know what that they're shouting?" So I thought I said that. Oh, it's a no emperor, no. but for her, it's like. As a Japanese, it is really huge shock that the deny of the emperor and the imperialism, and I felt because I said that I understand this topic, but I found it was very different approaches.
Yeah, it's another very strong layer that Japanese culture still has, and that's. Yeah, we could talk about this forever.
Yeah, later, next time maybe. Yes.
Right. Shall we move on to film?
So I was before I was reading some poetries, and after that I do need a two supporter because it's about 15 kilo. So I also think that is really nice because by standing each other, helping supporting these societies really with the chain the chain of the system. So I found is helping two supporters to me was very one of the strong image. Yeah.
Sure.
So that was I wanted to say.
So are you continuing to perform with this?
Yes.
out?
Yeah.
Next stop?
I'm not sure, but I'm still waiting for the confirmation.
Okay.
But,
Yeah, we want to see that performance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Nine. Ne.
You need attention.
Attention.
The world is watching us, Okay, let's slide. Okay, this is it. So, Three Tigers and Bear Breasted Woman.
Could you watch?
Huh?
Could you watch?
Yes.
Yeah.
But just.
It's a pretty long.
Yeah.
So,
it's okay. So sorry. It's just because I need to put the password, so I need to switch the screen to this. Then I prepare studio mode, and then slides goes to. Just a moment, please. Oh my goodness, there's hundreds of screens on my computer. And then, okay, this is it. Oh, Okay. Right. So this needs to be slides on this. I duplicate this. Then put this out. Put this out on a new media screen. I'm using the application called OBS, which is very useful, but
good, people can hear us well. That's nice.
Yeah. The screen capture, yes, screen capture,
Okay.
Google Chrome, Google Chrome, three titles, yes, this is it. Okay, そして All right. So we don't need to
Yes.
show our faces. So
Yes.
just cover with screen. Sorry. Is it okay to just make a little trim on both sides?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So let's
You wanna
play.
show
Yes.
everything or there are some parts? Can I?
Yeah, please. Here already I switch screen. Okay.
Maybe. I have also Japanese subtitle.
Studio mode out. Okay. Slide 2. Okay. Studio mode out. Right. So
But how long you wanna show? Without sound, maybe we can just.
you can just say like a whole picture, whole
Yes.
movie, or just a part of it. You can
Yeah,
just
it's
say.
all for me.
가
so-
말을 빼앗겼었다는 것.
Yeah, it's all for me.
나와 상관없는 이점들로 인해 죽어가는 이는 나의 가족이었었다는 것. 내가 태어나기 이전의 이야기들. 매년 지금까지도 그들의 가족들을 기억하고 침략 행위에 저항해 죽은 자들의 넋을 기리는 것.
Three tigers and
그것이 내가 자라왔던 문화.
This is
자랑스러운
the
그들의
essay film that I
희생을
was
추모하는
watching
날.
from my hometown to Japan.
집으로
Every
돌아오는
scene
길
is
내내
illustrated.
소리 없이 울었던
But
기억이
I'm
있다.
talking about my experience, how I grown up, what I have like some connection to Japanese cultures, and about especially about my
내가
remembering cultures.
처음으로
when I grew up in
저항을
my hometown.
이해하게 된 날.
And as you see, so I was using the tiger this time as a metaphor. For example, tiger is like symbol
사랑하는
of the
존재들을
nation,
지키기
but
위해
tiger is also
무기를 들고 나섰던
animal
이들.
which was extinct during the colonizations by Japanese hunters and
그
Western
이후
trophy hunters as well in
가라앉아버린
Korea. And
슬픔.
also the tigers, also when Korean soldiers
내가
went to
서
Vietnam
있는
War to
이곳,
help the United States.
과거의
They also
전쟁터.
hunted the Vietnamese tigers and also burned the Vietnamese village
그리고
and the raped
무덤의
Vietnamese
산.
women as well. So it's like a metaphor of the how
실패한
these colonial
저항자들의
metrics and the
역사.
structure were shifted. So I was working about this
잊혀진 사냥들.
tiger to show the system like hegemonic systems. And then
죽은
also
자는
talking about
말이
how
없다.
these imperial gaze, imperial powers like rationalize the rule that the others people and the process of the otherlizations. So like when I see the Korean how I say the postcard at the time was like tourism was like starting. You know that the tourism in Korea as a like colonial and like Manchuria as well with the old train and then it's like kind of from the mainland and from the people the settlers come to the colony to have like some vacations and like that, and then they produce these Korean women's postcards with bare breasted and they're showing exposing their breast, and it is very similar strategies French colonizers and German colonizers stayed in African continents. They also produced a lot of the image of the African women who are exposing their body, and it is showing off of when I call it like showing off their selfishness. I said it. Then they're making this mechanisms making and rationalize it that we can rule them because enlighten them because we can civilize them because they are civilized. So I was working with this imperial gaze over, representative in the women's book, how the colonial powers structure.
It's a very personal story, but it reminds me my grandfather's life. He was the captain of the Japanese Imperial Navy.
Really?
Yes, he actually born in Pyongyang.
Okay.
Because they are colonizers. They just one of the colonizers started business in there, and he was born there. Then
The white-robed gentleman with the funny hat is the main attraction. This fellow is a typical example of the native Korean. He bows to the dominion of Japan, but he firmly declines to admit the superiority of Japan's intellectual and moral culture over his own. Japanese Empire. Here in the new palace, amid the regal splendor of a departed era, the former king of Korea lives on the bounty of his Japanese masters. The streets of Seoul illustrates how thoroughly the Japanese are assimilating Korea. Somehow the women of Seoul seem to be the dominating sex, and we wonder if this dates back to a certain custom that was once rigidly enforced. Every evening at exactly 9 o'clock, a curfew bell was rung as a warning for all men to hurry home and remain indoors so that the women could enjoy the freedom of the streets. In an oriental garden, we were afforded the special privilege of seeing a native dance, very much like those given by the geisha girls of Japan. This is called the drum dance.
침략자들이 살육을 시작하였을 때 가장 처음으로 했던 행위, 호랑이 정발.
So it's very natural. Like a lady you mentioned says, "Yokata." It was good that you're not Chinese Korean. It's a kind of slight.
수천 년 동안 아시아에서 용과 더불어 힘과 권력의 상징이었던 호랑이.
Reaction to some kind of situation or people. You have power. You are overpowering.
수많은 설화와 민화들, 건국 신화로부터 호랑이의 민족이라 불렸던 사람들, 두려움과 경외심을 불러일으키는 존재로 군림하면서 동시에 산의 신으로서 존경받는 존재. 1592년 그 첫 번째 호랑이 고기는 일본 본토의 도요토미 히데요시에게 전달되었다.
Because I always have an ambivalent feeling because I see the people who the
그
generation
대부분의
after
조선 반도의 호랑이는 웨스턴 트로피 헌터들과 일본 제국 식민주의자들에게 사냥당하였다.
is guilty on them, but when they're using, still they're not, how do I say, not aware of that. I feel like very ambivalent feeling, but I'm the person in the opinion that I don't want to put this karma on the next generations, but when you say that this collective karma is like very much like very humble that you say, not humble, but you're very including a lot of perspective at the same time.
Yes,
Yeah.
because of my recent experience in Marshall Islands as well. So this exposition is so I don't know, so fresh, and also not so often have, it's not so often actually. So for those who are colonized, they have they possess the kind of privilege, right? So
yes.
British or other Japanese or Americans, they have privilege, so they can go anywhere without any problems, so to speak. So you have to be extremely vulnerable to really experience that kind of karma or the sense of guilt or sense of pain or like that. So it's very rare. So I have to be honest that to me as well, I really had no chance to expose real experience until 3 years ago in Marshall Islands. So Marshall Islands is pretty much closer to the place that my grandfather stationed. He was in Chuuk Island, so it's in the middle of the Pacific. It's pretty close, relatively, right? So Marshall Islands is there. So there's lots of Japanese imperial structures still existing, like headquarters in Yarut. So it's half broken but still there, and the people are using those concrete structures as their housing, so storage or shelter to protect themselves from typhoon.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so it's really existing there. It's the first time to see that's real construction, like a huge construction made by Imperial Japan. They carried all cement or concrete from somewhere.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh no! Do you want some
No.
cough drop? I have some.
It's okay.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So it was also I met the people having a Japanese surname. So Kaneko, and I met Ishikawa-san as well. So they are descendant of unknown Japanese soldiers. So they had the lovers, or I don't know. Nobody knows about their origins.
Yeah.
They are curious about it. But so it was like a direct exposure to feel, okay, this is connected to my karma through my grandfather's deed as well. Yeah. So then I really started feeling like it was a shocking moment for me. Yeah. And it's not so easy. I'm still processing, and I don't think I can process it forever. It's a kind of.
I feel like actually it should be the question come from you to me, but I want to ask you reversely.
I appreciate it.
But what is your hypocenter?
It's
a very related to, because for me is because when you say that maybe we can talk about what is the hypocenter definition, but it is not a, how can I say, when I saw you guys the Bakushin 2025 the project when I met in Hiroshima, I found I became a person who believed in destiny. I have to say I got older, then now I do believe in destiny.
Yeah,
because I never thought of myself that I can go to Hiroshima ever, because Hiroshima is the city, the place, and then Nagasaki as well. So many the people sacrificed. I mean, a lot of that happened because of the violence. There's this and I found like I never gonna I can't make it to face it because it is not because of, as I said, it's that because of I'm Korean, I'm not Japanese. It's not like about that, but I found that I wasn't sure if I can face this trauma, this huge trauma. The people are still carrying on. And then the day one of my friends was telling me that her friends is from Hiroshima, and that he got shocked when he realized, because in Hiroshima there is a culture that people all mourn for their people who passed away of this time, this bombing time. Yes. Everybody stop, or just everybody just be calm and then pray for a minute. Yes. And then when he moved to Tokyo, he was shocked when nobody's doing that. This culture only exists in Hiroshima. And when I heard that, somehow it is not about that she was telling me that, you should go to Hiroshima, something like that. But I found like, this time I'm staying in Japan for that period, and then actually I'm going to Nagasaki. But I was I wasn't sure to go to Hiroshima to for that day, the Memorial Day. So I decided to stay longer, and then I changed the schedule, and then I made it to be there for the morning, and then I wanted to say that the Hypocenter for me was the people still remembering, and then people still mourn for someone else, and then to share it as well. So for me, maybe the Hypocenter for me is always changing definition,
Right.
but for at the moment it's maybe that is definition. And I found like always I wanted to know that what is your
Well, yeah, it's a lot.
Hypocenter. Yeah.
There's already a lot in your words, but responding to your question, I just found myself that I just found it right now. It's maybe to me, Hypocenter is a place to mourn. It's more like the place of the funeral, because a funeral does not necessarily be always so sad.
Yeah,
It can
sometimes
be
very
ceremonial.
Yes,
People
yeah.
can laugh, people can eat, people can drink, and then remembering the things the related to the person deceased. So yeah, I think it's the funeral place. So, yeah. The Bakushin, we are discovering ourselves
yes.
little by little. So we still do not know who we are and where we are at. But in the process of traveling the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, we met so many people, and we felt it's something in between. There's just a highway route, but even though we met many people, and also, if I can say that, ghosts as well, also its memories, we didn't recognize it before. So as long as we are in search of the Hypocenters, we are going to meet people at the funeral site in many places. We all humans, and it's human factor, no? It's to mourn someone. So in that common ground, we can still gather together, and we can still eat together, speak together, share the time, and something like that.
True.
It's my temporary
Yes.
answer, but yeah.
It's a changing.
Yeah.
It's transformative.
Can I return this question to you?
Yes. I mean, yeah. For me, it was like the place to mourn that I can say. So that's why I was working on the Korean Japanese story generations stories and individual narratives as well, but not only about it, because I was also working about the German histories and then British histories as well. So like where the continuity of the power structure is more present.
Right. Now it's something getting a little clear thanks to your question. And then I don't mean to speak much about my project, but for example, like the last project about Palestinian diasporas here, my project was something about taking a portrait of the people and then collect the recordings of their last wills. So I asked them to imagine their last. Then I asked them, what do you want to say to the people left behind? So I think it can be said that it is a mourning, kind of simulation of the mourning for yourself. Yeah. Then one thing I was very mad about was that the German authorities just banned to mourn on the day of the Nakba, so nobody can gather in public space to mourn the death of the genocide. So you don't need to respond to this kind of things. But this is I think I have to say this is a pure violence to not allow someone to mourn. Yeah, if the mourning or the funeral is kind of the act of the base of our humanity, and this is not creating the enemy, right? We just want to mourn that someone died, but we are not using the funeral to how can I say, express our anger. Maybe someone express anger, but we have some kind of different purposes for funeral. So to send the dead soul somewhere, or universe or heaven, I don't know. So.
Well, I think place to be funeral maybe can be our next project.
Right.
The title is so interesting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think your projects are also. It's safe to say that it reminds the audience about someone's last or how you commemorate or how you remember
Yeah.
the ghost there. There's lots of ghosts here in Berlin.
Yeah, someone is walking on the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's now it's about 70 minutes but we can just keep talking.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
continue. I'm not sure if people are.
It's kind of open and chat, so yeah, please feel free to just go to bed or go to.
True, it is
bar.
in Japan. It's very late.
It's 10.
I'm wondering if what you're talking in funeral or more like a visiting graveyard. Even sometimes someone do not have that. What do you mean?
I have to read it. I'm wondering if what you're talking is funeral or more like visiting graveyards. Ah, right.
Even someone. Sometimes someone do not have that. Someone do not have the funeral, or sorry, maybe I'm not understanding.
I cannot tell. It is about. This must be Mikami-san, Mariko-san, I think. But it's about graveyards or someone do not have graveyards. Oh, right.
Do not have a graveyard. Do not have a graveyard.
Some people is buried in the sand, like in Gaza, like in collective, because nobody can identify the body.
Yeah.
Or like Hiroshima. It's an interesting question because graveyards must associate with the dead bodies, and the graveyard without body is not. It sometimes create the trauma. So it's like
And then also graveyard is also relate to the individualism and then their personal narratives, because they're usually writing down who are there.
That's true. Like graveyard also, like this tombstone. It's a new culture in Japan as well. Like
true, in Japan it used to be not a.
We bury the body.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's just go.
Sorry.
Please don't do that.
Because people in Japan, sorry. Here is a totally normal.
Yeah, that was the first thing I was so surprised.
Yeah. But because I think here when I did these things like 10 years ago, someone told me that is more disgusting actually.
People were more disgusted with
This one, and I did a very small like in Asia,
that's
and
not
this
good.
like is sounds longer, and then better to just do it once.
Interesting.
Okay, sorry.
Lost in no translation radio.
Yeah, it's not.
Right. Yeah. Korea too, right? The
Yes.
graveyard.
There's in Japanese.
Okay. Now, Marco-san says funeral is ceremonial, but also politicized easily. Going to graveyards is more the place that individuals can face the deceased. This is a comment from one of the members of Bakushin-e, Mariko Mikami. And then me, so she wants to know that the funeral I mentioned is about funeral or like going to take a visit to the graveyards. Thank you so much for the great question. Yeah, to be honest, I was just imagining that the funeral, a day of the funeral, but it's actually in a cycle, right? So some cultures go every year the same day of the funeral, or like 7 days, 49 days.
Yes,
this kind of Buddhism traditions. Yeah, so it's a repetitive act of mourning. So. And
then also I think in this case maybe funeral can be also read as a ritual ceremony. Like for example, in my last scene of my film is actually the scene with the Hosenka people.
Yes.
In Japan. They're like a Japanese human rights activist group who are working for the Korean Chinese victims who got who got murdered during the massacre.
Yes.
After Kanto Great Kanto Great Earthquake, and then there are, how can I say, Hosenka group is organized the ritual ceremony every I remember it's beginning of September, and they also organize. But the thing was like they actually dig the air in the Arakawa River like 80s because they all asked the like local government and they all asked for the neighbors, and then they try to find the bones of the victims. And because 80s still are the survivors and the witness, and then the people who got charged as an active murder, they are still all alive. There's the grandpa, grandma, but still they're alive. So there are a lot of witnesses. And then when they dig it, they couldn't find any bones. But the people are like saying that, but on the bridge between because this bridge is disappeared now, it's destroyed, and now there's a new bridge. But actually, the former bridge was in between the new bridge. So the bridge was hanging the Korean people's head, or their bodies was hanging, and I was swimming, and I was pretending to be dead under the dead bodies, and the river was become red. So like people, a lot of testimonies are there, and then people are shocked, and because the people who survived there, they're still alive, and they're doing these testimonies, and then they found out one that I think, I'm not sure when, but they found out later that the 3 tons truck came and that they replaced the soil of the entire area of the Arakawa River 1 year or a few months later. So they found out the newspaper after they dig out and they couldn't find any bones. But still, there are still people are gathering for the ritual ceremony. I found like it is not only ritual ceremony. I found like it is also sort of the funeral. Who couldn't find the bodies, who couldn't find the graveyard where to bury it because their bodies disappeared. And even the Japanese victims also, they couldn't. Japanese family also couldn't find their relatives at all, because at the time the people asking you this sentence, and then when you have a dialect or when you are unable to speak, even Japanese, they got murdered as well, or they got drained from the people. So I found this question very interesting, and then I just remind of this Arakawa ceremony in September, because people gather, become like festival.
It's just after a funeral, or is it the preparation of the funeral? People are still trying to find bones in a coal mining sites in Japan as well. To start mourning process, or start I don't know how to say it. It's in the process, right? So I really have to think deeper about this topic, because I feel like there is important, questions in it. The point back to the Mariko-san's questions, that she points out, like funeral can be, politicized, but of course, former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was murdered by one person. He was assassinated, and then he had I think first, national funeral in Japan.
National funeral?
Yeah, so it's kind of officially mourned by the government.
Oh, okay.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. It was the
because he was a prime minister at the time.
But prime minister is normal people in Japanese constitution, so it's he's not king, he's not emperor, he's not.
But the leader of the.
Yeah, but this national funeral never happened in Japanese history after the war.
Wow.
Sorry if I'm wrong, but please correct if it's wrong. But anyway, so it was politicized, funeral ritual. But I don't know. I really have to study more about this. But as far as I remember, there's no place to drink together. Maybe they did. I don't know. It's with inner circle. There is no place to speak about deceased, and then it's different type of funeral, I think. So I don't want to stay.
I think that question is very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Because public powers actually using
funerals.
The mourning process as well
to nationalize people sometimes,
and then unnationalized.
Yeah.
I mean, and then not how do I say the. For example, in South Korea, when I think like 2-3 years ago, there was in Itaewon, there was a Itaewon accident happened, but it was obviously the I'm the in opinion the fault of the government, the failing of the government, because he was commuting between the new president's office and then old I don't know, so he was commuting, and then like even though the police station was asking for the more police to should come back to the Itaewon, because Itaewon is the biggest place for the the Halloween festival, and then way almost like only less than 10% people, 10% of the number of the police people gather there, and then this accident happened. What the government did at the first place was like forbid the national. I mean, they say the national mall, so forbid to people gather. So like people cannot go to the protest against the government, like using the power. I mean, opposite.
So maybe someone doesn't know about this incident. The Itaewon incident was the incident that the students, right? Mostly students.
Young generation, very young people.
In a very it's a school areas. It's also universities, is it?
Not really, but that is one of the well-known the foreigners district. That's why the like U.S. culture and a lot of the foreigner living there, and then that's why the Halloween festival is the big happening is the biggest district like that.
Right. Then someone fell, and then chain reaction happened, and
it is not someone fell. It is, and there is one small alley, and that this alley was stopped by the people, and I guess I'm not sure with the numbers, but about I thought like 200 people passed away.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, 260-ish, something like that. Or like injured includes 260, but it is really failing of the public power. Because they're already asking for the more guard and more guard, and then.
So there's a human factor to escalate the situation.
Yeah, so it was. So many videos also ongoing because everybody were filming. They thought that someone is coming, but nobody came for hours, and then because all police went to the president's office to guard him, like that.
So who took the responsibility of this?
That's why it was interesting, because the people who are in the charge, like I think 2 or 3 people all suicide after when they got charged and when they had to go to the court, and then the people who also testify, I mean testimony that I actually sent this report several times to
I see.
they all got fired, all got suicide.
Oh,
Suicide or all got fired or disappeared. So people say it's a very interesting. It's a like, and then the young president at the time he says, it's a national mourning, so nobody can gather more than 3 people. Like nobody can go to the like as a group. So he decided to not people gather and then not become have any national funeral as well. So but he says it's a national funeral, but people cannot gather because he was afraid that it also happened like what Pak president happened, because it's also after Sewol ship accident. So he learned that he knew that everybody the people gonna go to the protest against him, because he knew that the people in charge they're all suicide, and he was the only one who was not suicide. So
wow. Right.
Yeah, it was.
This is definitely the different type of funeral which we are not going to perform.
No, yeah. Oh, sorry, there I talked too much a little bit.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, yes, so many. Acts or the size of the violence are connected in that way. Like this incident also includes lots of some kind of pattern, if I may say, of how the power reacts to the death, like a mass death. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm kind of failing to answer to your question, Maiko-san, but yeah, thank you for your insightful question. So, yeah, do you have, how are you feeling?
Good.
Good.
Actually. Yes. I'm doing good. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any questions
Yeah.
in
is there any
YouTube
questions?
comments?
YouTube comments. Someone was very late.
Someone came late, but thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, if you're happy with it, I
Yeah.
can just keep this streaming video online after a little bit of adjustment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Michael's. I wish I could have changed. Yeah, right.
Oh, true.
Next time.
Next time. Maybe in Berlin.
Maybe in Berlin,
Or
maybe
in-
in NRW.
Yeah, in Düsseldorf.
In Düsseldorf, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Do you have any chance to come to Düsseldorf?
No, if I come, then maybe we'll really only see you guys.
Okay, stay at
Yes.
my home.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
We are looking for this new apartment. Yeah, I'm moving out from Berlin. Sadly,
Very sad.
yes. Yeah. But I keep coming back.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
right. So this is a kind of experimental sorry,
Sorry.
experimental series of the radio, Bakushin radio. We are kind of trying to find a way that we can make it regular. So it's not that we can make it series talk because I feel like we only talk something like less than 1%
Yeah.
of the things flying in my mind.
And we said because last time when you called in, we had a really the other more
Yes.
deeper talks, but
Always like that. Or at the
but
cafe.
today, yes,
Yeah.
because but still, I'm very honored to join today,
Thank
and
you so much
because
for
I
coming.
really appreciate the Bakushin project in Hiroshima and Tokyo, and then when I see the word weird words, it's very difficult to find the hope. But when I see the people, it's very dangerous. But when I see the people who are that I can resonate with, that's like someone, even though they're minor people, they're doing something that I can keep my hope, and then they can, we can, like keep our hopes like that. I really appreciate it. And then when I met in the Hiroshima, the bus, and then also in Tokyo, it was I found like it is not, you're not talking about from one side, but you're talking about the multiple layers at the same time, and then but ignoring the really victims, the what happened as well. I found it is very difficult, to be honest. It is just considering multiple layers. It is it's not easy process. And then but I was thinking that it is because sometimes when I see former colonizers aspect is still very much present sometimes.
Yes.
But in the Bakushin project, I could really feel the safe. It is also a safe place that I can talk what I'm really think, and also criticize, also giving the feedback as well.
Yeah, that's very important, I think. So I think the only way to be sustainable as a group or as a community or individual artist, I think we have to be a collective. We cannot just work individual anymore. It's like look at the world burning right now in front of our eyes. I really feel like so helpless. I'm questioning myself what I'm doing. I wanted to be a doctor, really. It's no joke, really. I really wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah, to help the people.
To help someone,
Yes.
directly. But I'm an artist, and it's still kind of So I tend to lose my hope every day, every morning. Then, if I speak with you at the cafe or over the phone, or if I talk to my dear friends in Berlin, it brings me life back.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is the only way I think I can survive.
I will really agree. I will really agree with it, because I also see very similar. Yeah.
And then so we don't need to be like colonized or like invaded or or being invaded. So it's like a no, like this. I can say like black and white situation. So if we had like a multiple individuals, we can just have different directions altogether. Then we can just cover and we can criticize. This is very important. It's so hard to get criticism nowadays because of social media. So there's just like a fluffy price or whatever hate.
Yeah.
So
A lot of hates.
yeah, so I feel I'm so lucky to find you here. And then you came
Thank
to
you so
Hiroshima,
much.
and then
Yeah.
she came to Hiroshima to our project, and it was like
It was destiny.
Yeah,
But so many friends told me, like
Yeah.
at least 4 friends told me to go this project, and I realized they all sent it to me same project.
oh my goodness.
And then when
To
I
Hypocenter.
saw you in the bus in the city, like, hey,
Yeah, my brain didn't work at all.
Yeah, true,
I know this person. I know this person.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So, but from far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just it is a destiny.
Yes, I see. It is destiny.
Destiny continues.
Yeah, destiny continues. Oh, that's nice.
On that note, maybe we can say goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, and then we will announce the next session ASAP. Nothing is fixed. And do you have anything to announce? Or?
Oh, actually not really, but the one of the biggest one is I'm participating and I'm finishing this Where Water Remembers work, and then showing in the NGBK during the Berlin Art Week. So if you're around in Berlin, please come. Destiny continues. Yes, please come. And then I'm not sure if I have some problem actually. because I'm not sure, because I if I keep continue doing art, because I see, as you said, like I think becoming a doctor is more like helpful, something like that. I feeling like doing the art is necessary. Like it is now about the question of the necessary, but I feel very easily hopeless.
Yeah.
So I'm working by myself, but here in Europe I don't have much people or community that I can talk about this. So I'm mostly very much alone. So I'm very happy to have this group show. It's gonna be really great. So it's gonna be in September during the Berlin Art Week. So, but I still have more time to edit.
Okay, I'm very much looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. It's your house, so
Yes.
thank you for having me. Thanks so much.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, so bye guys.
Bye.
Bye. How can I stop it?
Destiny continues.
Okay.